everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So I was actually quite hyped for Bloodshot 2020, and I thought that this was going to be a fun, uncomplicated, great, revenge tale, a brutal classical action movie. Then I found out it was going to be a PG-13 movie. That was not what I hoped for, but we can still deal with it. Then I saw the trailer for it, and then I realized that I had spoiled the entirety of, the big twist and the big reveal that this movie had. And then I was a little bit, oh no, now I'm not hyped for this movie at all. I ended up actually liking this movie a lot more than I originally thought, because when I finally saw this movie with much lower expectations, I found this to be a very entertaining movie, a very solid movie. It's a B movie that knows it is a B movie, but that's okay too. Do I think this movie should have been an R-rated movie? Oh yes, indeed. I think it would have helped this movie a lot, but it is still a fun movie. What's it about? We shall see together. This is Bloodshot. So Vin Diesel plays this soldier dude who has recently been to a dangerous mission in Kenya. Now he's chilling out with his girlfriend, who's very, scared of his job, and this is very dangerous, and I fear that, one day you're not going to come back to me and stuff like that. Basically hanging a sign around her head saying, I'm going to be kidnapped and or shot. And a guy comes in and, interrogates them a little bit in a very clumsily and weird way, and then he kills his girlfriend. And Vin Diesel says, you better kill me now, or I will, find you and I will, tear you limb from limb and stuff like that. So the dude kills Vin Diesel too. And then he's resurrected, RoboCop style, as a super soldier with superpowers essentially. And he is a part of a squadron of some super soldiers that has been brought back from the dead, all under the leadership of Dr. Harding, played by Guy Pearce. And Guy Pearce basically says to him that we can help you, find, the dude who killed your girlfriend and also shot you in the head, and you just have to work a little bit with us. So he works together with these other super soldiers. Some of them can breathe fire, and some of them can, breathe underwater, and, stuff like that. The thing is that he goes off on his own and, flying solo, and finds the dude who killed his girlfriend and also tried to kill him, and of course kills him. And then the movie shifts over to something completely different, which was unfortunately unveiled in the trailer, so I won't go any further. Was it predictable? You better believe it was, but this also helped the movie in becoming even more entertaining, because we have now a bunch of very entertaining action sequences, great fighting sequences, impressive and quite unique action sequences that actually I thought was kind of modern, but also kind of timeless. Sure, the story is a little bit archetypical and has been done, over the years in multiple other movies to various degrees of success. But I think that this was still a fun, uncomplicated, and entertaining movie. It took itself serious enough so that it wouldn't laugh at itself, but it was playful enough so that didn't become too grim or too gruesome or too dark, and trying to become something that it wasn't, even though I will maintain that I think this movie should have been a hard R. But I guess Vin Diesel demanded that it should be PG-13 to appeal to a broader audience, blah blah blah. We live in the darkest timeline for movies. Vin Diesel plays the classical Vin Diesel role that we all know and sort of like, but in this case, him being an immortal ass beater is actually kind of valid, because he has been brought back as a super soldier, so that at least gave that aspect of his character some believability. Otherwise he's, the classical mumbling, stoic alpha male that will beat your ass and be friendly to children and woodland creatures everywhere. The villains of this movie, they were neither surprising, original, or groundbreaking, but they did their jobs, and you kind of figure out who they are, why they're doing this, and what's going to happen to them long before I could ever hope to do so. Wilfred Wiggins, a computer hacker that comes into this movie in the second half, was actually the most memorable and the most entertaining character in the entire movie. I really liked him. So if you want to have a high-octane PG-13 action movie starring Vin Diesel, this is a good one. This is actually a pretty damn good Vin Diesel movie, not in the level of a Riddick or Pitch Black, but it is a fast-paced, visually impressive, fun and entertaining action movie. I'm not a huge fan of Vin Diesel. I prefer The Rock or Jason Statham in similar roles, but this is actually one of his more fascinating movies as a standalone performer. I give Bloodshot 68 points. If you are into this type of movie, you will have a grand old time. If you don't like action movies at all, there are aspects of this movie that is far better than what these types of movies normally do, so it has that going on for itself. I think it was a surprisingly good movie, actually. So I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.